What's up, Donnie?
You make it easy to look great, feel great, wherever life takes you, office, on the weekends.
What's happening? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, long time no see, my boy.
I know, man. Where you been? Where you been hiding at?
I
Been
just came back from Cancun like 2 hours ago. I'm so sleepy.
Really? How was that? You had fun?
Oh, yeah, very nice, very nice.
That's
How's things
good.
going on your side? I see you. You being an important man, you're finally moving up. But I
Huh?
guess you got a German wife, but you got to have a German name. Otherwise, they're not going to make you the big boss there.
Yeah. More to follow about that later, man.
Okay, well, we
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
we'll
You
have to.
deserve it.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. We have to chat about it though. We
We'll
ain't,
we'll do lunch after. I'm busy with month end, and maybe in a week or two, maybe 2 weeks. I
okay.
must hit you up, and we
Yeah, let's
meet
get
there
together.
in Willis by the HEB or that area.
Yeah, yeah. No, that'd be good. That'd be
All right,
good. Sounds good.
good. And finally, Bitcoin is making a move, but it's like stuttering a little bit. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Off topic, must I? That Helium mobile that's going off Coinbase.
Mhm.
Just touch on it today because I guess I must just sell it. I'm down 75%, but I only have $500 in it.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, we'll look at it. We'll look at it. Let's, as a matter of fact, let's just jump right in. All right. Well, looking at the things right now, I guess I would say that everything is pretty boring. With Bitcoin, it's kind of been indecisive, but it's mainly just because the whales are here. The whales are doing what they do, and they're gonna continue to buy. They're gonna continue to hold the price where it is and not let it go too far. And so the market is indicating that. And as we look at the charts, you can see, just looking at Bitcoin dominance, things like that. But let me just start with this macro chart that we've been looking at for the past few weeks or whatever, where Bitcoin is just hanging out at the all-time highs, right? And that range at above 100,000, in between 100,000 and 109 or wherever we went to highs as 111 at one point, right? So we're just there, and we're going to continue to move sideways. If you look at the stochastic RSI, we're kind of overbought. And it can stay there for a while, right? And if I add in the actual RSI, you'll also see that it's not out of the zone yet. So we can stay up pretty for a little bit, right? So yeah, it's moving sideways. It's moving sideways. We will we'll just continue to watch it. But as we pay attention to Bitcoin, we have to look at the dominance, right? Bitcoin dominance. Let me take these off, take this off, take this off, and just look at it as a whole. This is on the weekly. Let me go to the daily. Bitcoin dominance currently right now at 64.5%, and kind of trending down. That's kind of why you saw a little bit of green in the altcoins, and that you had a little bit of relief, right? So we'll have a real alt season when you get a move kind of like this one right here coming down. That's what you want to see in order for to have a real alt season. In past cycles, it came way down. It came down into like the 40s or whatever, and that's when you had that real 2021 alt season, maybe, or a 2017 alt season. So right now for me, I don't have. I have Bitcoin, and I have that's really it. A lot of stuff is in just the stables, because I'm just waiting for it to make a decision on what it's going to do, what's going to really happen. But looking at Bitcoin, I just, we're not above all-time highs. We're above the 200-day moving average, things like that, which is fine. If I go to my other chart here that I had drawn out, if we came back down to, what did I say last week, 98,000, somewhere around in there, it wouldn't be a bad thing. It wouldn't be, just horrible. I guess I erased it. I thought I had a chart that had it marked, but I want to say it was like 98,000, somewhere around in there. Let me just go back to the daily chart. Yeah, it was here, 98,000. Let me take this off again. Take this off and just look at here. I think I had a line. I had a line right here. So we're at 97, 98,000 is what I was looking at. And I'll just go right here. Just put a quick line. Let's do this. Boom. So somewhere around in there, that 98,000 mark, it wouldn't be a bad thing, and maybe come back down and touch on the 200-day. If I add in the EMA ribbon, just to kind of show you, we're above it. We're above all the moving averages, things like that. We're dipping down into it a little bit, but as long as we're not getting too tired and flipping, I always safe to say we're okay. Yeah, Bitcoin is doing what it does. And let's look at the inflows real quick. And there was some outflows on the 30th. That's kind of why we had to move. If you look right here from Friday, there was 6,000 Bitcoin that was sold between all of the funds. Everybody was selling on Friday. And come here Monday, we had quite a bit more outflows from the ETFs. Bitwise added some, but that was about it. So we'll see what happens after today's numbers come out, and just kind of see what happens. What the ETFs are doing, what kind of inflows they're having, and we'll just go from there. But right now, to me, Bitcoin just looks pretty steady, consolidating where it is, and we'll just see what happens.
Rush.
Yes, sir.
Rush.
Had a question?
No, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you. I thought you had a question. I was like, hey, go ahead, go for it. No, but yeah, I like it. So let me just start with the large things. Let's look at Ethereum. Let's look and see what the Ethereum is doing. First start with Ethereum USD. Ethereum had that big push starting back on the 8th, and it's almost like right now like a big a big bull flag, where it ran up, and then it's just been ranging now. It's at a plateau. It's just below the 200-day moving average. Maybe we hold here and we break above and we can continue. That might be the catalyst, right? ETH is going to move first, right? As Bitcoin dominance pull back, and ETH might begin to move. And you can also see that in the ETH versus BTC pair. You can see this kind of the same thing. It broke above the moving average just flipped to with the yellow on top, with bullish, so to speak. And if it continues to go, then we can hit some breathing room for your altcoins. So we just have to watch Ethereum, and again, ETH dominance will look exactly the same. It's gaining some market share value. So as it does that, I think it might be time to maybe add to your alt bags as it breaks and does what it needs to do. Once you get above like 2,700 or something like that, I think that's what the number was, then that's more of a continued uptrend. But let me take the EMA ribbon off. But yeah, you clearly see this thing is like being pressed down by the 200 day. Being pressed down by the 200 day. Let me just put a line across and we just a quick one. Just kind of see that's where our little red line is. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I'll draw a little quick trend line just to kind of indicate what's kind of happening, right? Put that one green as in, you know, bullish. We got some wicks below. We'll just see what happens, man. We want this to stay at some point. If you look at the 200 day right there, you know, it's going to get pressed up against it, and then against this trend line, maybe we get the breakout that we're looking for. And if we do, you know, you're going to be looking at a quick level right here at 2,800, and then probably some resistance around in this range here to 31. Let's see, 3,100 to here, this range to 3,000. Big evens is always something, right? So yeah, let's wait and see what happens with Ethereum. And if, you know, if Ethereum starts to move, then you know, it can trickle down to your other big ones, starting with Solana and things like that. But Solana did have quite a bit of pullback, man, from the 27th of last week. It fell down pretty good. Let's see, that was about it went as low as 15%. We just call it 15% down. And yeah, it pretty much would do the same. It fell away from the 200 day, but it has found some support now. Boom, boom. Found some support right here at the 150 or so zone, and we'll just see what happens with that. Now, Stefan said something about mobile. I'm gonna jump to that one. I know that's probably not in the order that we would, but I want to look at mobile. Where do I have that anywhere? It's probably on here somewhere. All because he said it already. Mobile. Let's see. Yeah, mobile. Yeah, it came down significantly, man. It's been in the toilet, as Stefan would say. Man, it came down pretty good. It's below the all-time lows at some where it was. This was the all-time low before, and then you had a W and it ran up pretty good. I don't know what that was about, and
Yeah.
it's been trending down. Uh-oh. Fred. Anyhow, but yeah, it's hard to say. Let's just look at these levels. Let me find, I'll just go here. I do it like you normally would do. This is kind of how you would look at a chart. You're gonna find where you are in the market, which we are right here. We're gonna look at the most recent low and the most recent high, and you're gonna put lines there. This is how we're on a daily. I'm gonna put a line here and just make some just regular white lines. Regular white lines, find a low, find the most recent high, you know, before the low. And then I'll turn my candles back on, and this will be my range, right? This is the range of where the market is right now. And we're on the daily time frame. Because if we go to the 4 hours, it's gonna be a whole lot more, you know, noise. It'll be a little bit different. We're just going to daily just to get a general trend of where we're going. So this thing has been ranging basically at this level, playing around a little bit above, a little bit below, basically since this right here. What day is that? Let's see. Boom. This candle was since February when it fell below this level and got in this zone. We've been below it. You know, we've just been playing with it. Right now we at basically kind of the lower support level. And if I turn on, let's just look at the MACD and see if we can't see something. Now, with the MACD showing here, you know, the histogram is showing, you know, some of the sell is fading, right? But it doesn't look real strong. You know, it doesn't look real strong right now with this this candle right here being so far at the bottom part of this range and no real, no real effort to push up. It's got a very small wick, yeah. We just have to wait and see what happens there. If this doesn't hold, it's gonna fall down here to this level. So, but to answer your question, man, right now it's rained down, it's found a low, a bottom, so to speak, and it went back up and made a new range, and it's at the bottom of that range right now. To get, if you're trying to get into it, again, this is maybe this is that time. If it falls below here, then maybe you can buy back in and try to catch a move. But it doesn't look real strong until it gets above this level right here. It doesn't look stronger. It doesn't look strong. 200 days right here. It needs to get above here. So if you say you got 500 in, that's nothing, right? Compared to your portfolio, just leave it. just leave it, man. It's not worth just trying to take it out, because at some point this market's gonna turn around, and then things like this is gonna run. Okay. Let's see. Let me check the chat here. Check. Anyone else in here? Good. All right. So now let's look at some other coins. Anybody have any specifically they want to look at? Because we can look at the same one we normally look at, and we could actually let me go to some of the ones we looked at last week, and you can drop them in the chat if you want to, or unmute and say what's something you want to look at, and I'll take a look at it. But I'm gonna start up here with Engine. You see, when we were looking at this before, we was hoping that this was gonna, hold. This thing was like a reverse. It had this long downtrend for so long, and then it had this big pump. It found a bottom, and it was just kind of ranging. Kind of climbing, so to speak. And we hoped that it was gonna break out and head back up towards this 200-day, but we didn't get that, right? It fell below, and it cascade down. Or did find some support here at this level, basically from this level right here. You see how that wick touched? Let me just draw a line from there and show what I'm talking about, just to be more based off of this right here. It did wick there, that touched, and yeah. So right now, as far as Engine, maybe we can get back into the continuation of an uptrend. But right now we bottom, we kind of ranging. So we'll see what happens there. So that's the one that we had drawn out. We was looking for a position to try to find some movement, find some percentage that you can make some gains on coins that haven't really popped off. That these charts don't look like all the other altcoin charts. We looked at Filecoin, I think. I know EWT we didn't. Filecoin was kind of the same. We had this. I'm gonna go to the weekly kind of, so you really can see a little bit better with less candles. This one doesn't look like it's done going down right now, but on the daily, it told a different story. Yeah, it's kind of bottoming, right? It's kind of bottoming. We'll see what happens there. I think ICP was one, maybe. Yeah, ICP had found this bottom, almost like a double bottom, a triple bottom now. That was one that we were looking at. On the daily, you look at your MACD here. It could be about to cross back on the bullish side. Maybe we get some movement. Let me take this off. And yeah, so it's in that range. We want to, if this is going to continue to cross right here, where you see this MACD, if that's going to cross back to the bullish side, the green side, then maybe we got some more upside for ICP. Does anybody have any ICP? I don't know. I didn't ever get back into it. I wanted to trade it a little bit, but we didn't do it. Link. Let's look at Link. Now Link does have a slight uptrend. It did fall down a little bit, but now if we would have drew it like this, let's say for instance, say if we draw it just like that only because this, without all this information, this is probably how I would have drawn it, right? I would have seen this, boom, this would have been a trend. Then I needed my couple touches, and I would draw it like this. And now it paints a picture. I could have just drew it from over here to this line, but to me, I think it gives me a better vision of what has happened. And I would go here and make a line across here. If I were to go to line chart, put this right where I want it with this one, and just to yeah, and it paints a picture of, hey, we had this little bullish trend, it felt it broke down, it found support right here now so far. Looking at my MACD, got a little bit of curve going on. You know, we could be at a pretty good support level. If I turn on my visible range and see what that looks like, and pretty significant support right here based on this spike right here, this bigger level. So we could be about to move up and try to press up on this line here. What does that move look like? This move looks like that's about 20% from where we are right now. So yeah, kind of like that for Link. Everybody know what Link is. Link's a pretty solid project. Okay. Let's see. Any other ones anyone want to look at specifically?
Hey Donnie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What about AVAX?
AVAX. Let's look at AVAX. Can't believe AVAX ain't on here. We'll do the Coinbase one. We'll do the CryptoCap one. And probably the Binance probably has a decent history. Spot Crypto, Avalanche Crypto, CryptoCap. Boom. All right. So AVAX, USD on Coinbase. Let me take all this other stuff off real quick. I don't need none of that. Let's just look at a basic chart. AVAX on the daily. Actually, let me just start at the monthly. Let's just reset there. Just kind of look at AVAX from afar. And then I'm going to step it down from there. So monthly, not enough going on, right? Step down to the weekly. Let's zoom out, reset chart view. Okay, so back in, man, that's 23. That's a long time ago, right? That's probably a little bit too much. Let's go to the daily. Actually, 3-day. So 3-day, draw a line chart real here, real quick. I'm gonna draw some lines before I go down to the daily. And then I'll just put one here at the bottom, just so we can see where we are, where our range is. And then draw a trend line from here to here, probably back up to there. Candles, go to daily. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so AVAX has had, it looks like this was a double bottom, right? This was a double bottom, and then it continued on this uptrend. Here's our trend line right now that we want to hold. I think the level that it needs to get above is this 24 to really turn back bullish. If we step down even more, let's go to the 4-hour, just look at some short-term type stuff. And on the 4-hour, and I would draw a line from there, major bounce level right here, boom, 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 turn that back. Yeah, so we're riding on this trend line here. We had a bounce there on the last 4-hour candle. We're getting pressed down by this level here at 2167. We're gonna have to overnight tonight, basically. But not really. Tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, it's gonna have to make a decision where it's gonna break out above that 2167, or it's gonna break this trend line back down. Um, Now, if we going to break down, obviously it's going to go back down to one of these other levels. Um, Probably a more significant one would be from here first. I'm just not drawing these exactly, but that will be a level that I will be looking to, you know, get in if it's gonna break down. If it's gonna break above, I would let it break above, do the retest. You can be extremely aggressive and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna get it now because I think it's gonna continue." You know what I mean? But I would say, just just wait for it to break above and retest the level of 2167.
So on the daily, like more conservative play would be to wait for that retest.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Break above, get a daily count. If you get a daily candle close above this 2167, then I will be game for it. You know.
Mhm.
And then, a lot can happen during that time. The next couple of days can run up and then get on the daily, get to this point, maybe a rejection here. I say that because this is where the market changes directions. Every time it changes direction, that's pretty much a level. You know, Yeah, so you would maybe this breaks above, retest, then continues, and then gets up here and it hits resistance right here at the 23 or whatever. But daily, you see a different picture, right? You see where it can go over the course of the next few weeks. But again, all this really depends on what Bitcoin decides to do. Oh no, AVAX is pretty. I mean, it's a layer one. It's a strong play. Strong play. It's got a lot going on it. Say I was gonna get into say. I think I might right now. Uh-oh. I just lost my. I lost my browser. It crashed. I don't know why Firefox does that. It does that sometimes, but and just jump back in. I won't have to worry about this when I get my new computer. I can't. This is my work computer. I don't have to. I don't get any. I can't put anything on it and any updates, things like that, and put my own type of software right now. What were we looking at? AVAX. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take it saved. I did it save. Boom. Yeah, I did say. So AVAX, pretty strong play, like I said. Layer one. I was about to say is the one I was gonna look at. We draw these lines on here, and let me delete all of these real quick for drawings. But say I was looking at it today, mainly on the daily time frame. I was looking at what was happening on the MACD. I was actually just looking for a play, man, just a play that I can deploy some stable coin capital in and try to make a quick 5 to 10% or whatever. And then I haven't done it yet. I really want a strong chart. Yeah, I want a for sure play, not something I'm gonna put it in and then I gotta hold it for days or a couple weeks or whatever just to make sure I get some gains, or because I don't want Bitcoin to pull back and me have capital tied up in it. But it was one because I've been wanting to get into it. I just haven't had a chance to. I really think it'll do something, move kind of like Sui eventually is my thought process. But if I were to look at it now, I would just say I was going to draw my lines from, this is the daily, where we are right now. We're basically at the bottom of the current range that it's in. If I go to my line chart I'm drawing and put it right on the tips, most recent low, most recent high. Here's our range in between here. And we're at the bottom part of that range. The MACD does look a little bit better, like it's gonna continue. But again, if something, get a pullback in Bitcoin that could change everything. You always get decimated. That's really the main reason why I'm only in Bitcoin right now. Other than a few little small things, it's not even worth talking about. Because yeah, it's just safer and just Bitcoin is basically my kids' college funds. So I'm just I'm just trying to play it safe with capital, man. But say I really would like to get into this, and get some of this move that's probably going to happen. I need to dig into it a little bit more, but I will, and I'll report back for sure. For sure. Let's see here. Now, Quant was a quiet mover, man. We didn't hear nobody talking about Quant, but Quant has been killing it. Just look what happened in the last month. It's gonna make you mad because I was talking about Quant a long time ago, and I had plenty of Quant. But just look at the last month. What's today? Today's the 3rd. But over the last month, just look from April. Well, actually, matter of fact, let's go from the bottom, from April 9th. So roughly right now, almost 2 months ago. So from this move right here, you got, I'll just go from the wick to where we are right now today, 96%. 96% Quant has moved. Sad day right there. Missed that one because we were, at this time we wasn't back doing consistent meetings either. So I'm just, man, moves like that. It's like, that's what I'm looking for, like I say, and I gotta find, and what did it do? Quant had this long downtrend and it kind of bottomed. It found its bottom and it slowly worked its way. It got above the 200-day moving average and all that, and held strong. That's what we're looking for. Then you take that 96% and you move on to something else. And you find your next move. What's the next one that's gonna move? And let it move 96%. You could do that with $1,000. And then you got 2,000, you got 3, it just, yeah. You understand the method, right? So that's kind of what the thing that I'm searching for right now. Since I'm here, XRP, let me just, XRP just stuck in this range. It had that run last year up, and it's basically been ranging since then, in between the $2 range, and it's been as high as 325 or what is candle right here, 339, 340, right? And it's just been moving in that range since then. It has fell below the 200-day right now, but if you look at, maybe it's gonna make another run to get above it right now, but based on the MACD and where we are on the daily time frame. There's quite a bit of news about the ISO coins and being the new monetary system, things like that. There's some videos of floating, and no one's talking about it that much. And usually, when people they're quiet about it, stuff is happening in the background. Just you keep that in mind. Yeah. So XRP. Let me look at what else do we got on this here. Anybody got any other coins? Anything that you want to throw out there?
What about a near protocol?
Yeah, near. I never had any near, but if you look at these, a lot of these are looking the same when it comes to the MACD and what they look like on a daily. Really, really tight bull candles. Real tight bull candles.
Yeah, definitely red.
Yeah, so they look the same. It's gonna work its way towards getting above the 200-day. Those type of things. I draw a line here, and I'll say that this is our most recent bottom. It's above that. It's above that. I would say the significant level will be this one here, And if I draw a line, but it did kind of W over here back in the range. But we want to get above the $3.32 range, and then of course above the 200 day, and then things can kind of change for near. hmm Solid project though. Near solid project. Kind of on the lines with render. Okay. Okay, Ocean. Let me see 1 second here. Everybody running around up there. Let's see. All right. Uh, any questions, anybody? Anyone? All right.
No, I'm personally I've been to just look for those daily kind of moves, 5%, 10%. But I'm a little nervous though, because
Yeah.
once Bitcoin falls, I'm just like, yeah, you're kind of caught in it, whatever you're in.
You kind of call what in whatever you're in, right? So,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what I was thinking too. If things are, if Bitcoin is pulling back and you're in these coins, a lot of the altcoins they get pulled down hard. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it. And you're just like stuck because you really can't make any moves. It doesn't make any sense because by the time you try to, the thing bounces, right? And then you just lost position. And you have to hope that Bitcoin's gonna just be on a relief rally, and maybe it's gonna bounce back and come back, and give you some of that gains back. Let me look at some of these coins that I do still have some algo in my bag, but again, it was it's below the 200. I really need algo to get it together, but again, all of these are looking the same as far as what's happening, and I'm wondering if it's because of what Bitcoin dominance is doing. It's pulling back or whatever. You know what I mean? It's getting ready to cross on the bearish way where it's going to fall down. So it kind of matches up. Maybe we are in for a little small off season. So it might be that time to, hey, you know what? Let me make sure I am in my alts and I'm gonna catch this run with the way most of these altcoins are looking on the MACD.
I was comparing this little spot we're at with Bitcoin, 105, and the last time we were there, and we fell from 105, which was in February 1st, I think, kind of right there. How the altcoins did on that fall,
right?
And it's pretty drastic. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking for.
No, that's good.
Patterns, and
yes.
I mean, Algorand. Take Algorand for example. On that day, 31st, February 1st, the percentage dropped over like a day.
Oh yeah,
it was about. I mean,
sheesh. Yeah, let me look at that.
30% was over 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, man.
And
look
so
at
that's
that.
like
That candle. That's when Bitcoin pulled back that hard.
But the difference looks like it was below that 50-day SMA. And once it fell below the 100, it just kept falling and falling.
Right.
You said earlier 98 was a
realistic
for Bitcoin to potentially fall down, and I noticed that the 50-day SMA is about it would bounce off the 50-day if it hit that target.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
Yes.
So I almost want to wait for it to hit that, and then I might be like, okay.
Then, yes. That's really what I'm thinking, or how I am. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for that point to really go in on the altcoins. You know what I mean? So, I think that was my thought process when I decided that I was going to pull more capital out of a lot of the larger positions of altcoins like HBAR and things like that. I don't have any right now. I do have some Algorand, but I'm averaging in. I'm actually buying that one weekly now. You know, algorithm. I'm just trying to slowly accumulate. And I kind of thought I would do the same thing for H bar coming back in as the market starts pulling back. I start buy a 500 here, buy 500 there. You know what I mean? As it comes down or whatever, and just average in as it comes down. So but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let me look at let me find one. Now Ondo, I was looking at Ondo. I still, the Ondo is below the 200. It was in like a trend. It kind of felt like the other one, like what we're looking at, a little engine. You know, but Ondo is a strong coin for the cycle, as we talked about before. If you look at the MACD here, it is kind of the same, right, as all the others we looked at so far. And I think it's in line with what we're thinking. As far as, you know, Bitcoin dominance pulling back and altcoins getting a run. So just keep your eye on Ondo as well. Again, like I say, it's a pretty solid project for this cycle, even still, you know. Let's see here. Bread or pie? We stand above 50 and 60 cents, so I think we all right. And I don't know if anybody else on here got pie. I think that's just me and Fred. Let's see here. VeChain just stuck in the 2 cent range, man. In between 2 and 3 cents. 1 and 3 cents, or almost 2 cents. It's been there for a long time, right? We had this long downtrend of VeChain, and it's just, and even before we had that little run here, it was in the 2 cent to 3 cent range for a while. This is all the way back in 24. So it's back down there again. I don't know. I mean, I really wanted VeChain to be done popped off by now, but it's same level. same little range, bottom range, at the bottom of that range. That's very interesting. If you notice, a lot of these charts are looking the exact same, you know. Even XLM, same weak little uptrend. Yeah, all below the 200 day. It's significant, man. It's significant for sure. Any other ones? Anybody else have any other thing they want to look at?
Not me.
What's going on, Anthony? You got anything for us?
Do we have any news that could, shift the market?
Well, good point here. Good point here. Let me see here. Let's see.
Yeah, well, Donnie, after you check that out, since you called, man, I just, I'm in Robinhood. I'll actually buy a couple of coins. I see that be popping double digits up and down.
Yeah. I got you. Oh, yeah. So I was hearing the same little thing that I just seen a headline. It said retail is not back somewhere in there. But retail, yeah, that's true though. Retail is really not here. It's just the diehards, the OGs, and then the institutional. You know, we're not getting all the euphoria just yet that we will get. You know, once Bitcoin gets above the 115 and all that, they get up in those levels. It's gonna be they'll be back, and then it really can get pretty crazy pretty fast. That's what I want to share with you. I'm glad you said that, Fred, about news and things like that. Well, what I did, I found, I did, BitUnix. I started to mess with this now. This is a no KYC exchange. You can trade spot, you can trade futures, things like that. It's got the same type of interface as like KuCoin did, like back in the day, like Mexi, like Binance and Binance US, things like that. So I'm gonna do a little bit of trading on here where you can get some other than some off centralized exchange type trading where you can do some stuff in the background, and I kind of like to have that from time to time to where I can make some moves and not have to worry about every little quote unquote taxable event. But this is one that you can do it on. There's no KYC. You can just register. You can be in private, which is helpful. I'll say that it's helpful to have somewhere you can do that. But yeah, it interacts just the same. I did get on here. I made one, and I'm gonna maybe do some trades over here with small amounts, and I probably won't put more than a few thousand in here at a time to trade with, but I'm gonna go ahead and trade. You can set buy orders or all that stuff, real trading, so just want to let you guys know about it, that I am using this one now.
Hey, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't traded any of these because I've been dollar cost averages and focusing on Bitcoin and XRP, but I'm in my Robinhood app, and these particular 3 coins, man, they be having double digit pops up and down all the time. Pudgy Penguin, Popcat, and let's look at those 2, if you don't mind.
Let's see if I can find a chart on those, because I think, as a matter of fact, let's check here on BitUnix, because they might have some smaller coins too, because a lot of them might not have charts. You have to find it on an exchange. And
Peanut the Squirrel. I mean,
the meme coins.
For months. I've been going for months, but but when they shoot up, they shoot up.
They do, man. That's the thing about it, bro. You gotta be ready to play with those. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find somewhere where they have a chart. Because the thing about those is a lot of them won't have a chart, right? He said Popcat. What was it?
Yeah, Popcat, Peanut the Squirrel.
Popcat is on Binance. That's a future, so Bybit, Popcat, Spot. Let's just look at that one.
And Pudgy Penguin, but yeah.
Let's look at that one. Yeah, so this hasn't been around that long. It had a little run. So Popcat was a meme though. Nothing too crazy. What was the other one? Popcat, Put, and Penguin? Pudgy.
Yeah, Peanut the Squirrel and Pudgy Penguin.
Pudgy Penguin. Oh wow. What were you doing at on Robinhood?
Yeah, well, I haven't traded any of them. I just be noticing they be
in the top
that's
movement.
popping all the time. They'll go way up double 20 something, and then they'll go down. They are always, but when they have the big swings, they seem to have the biggest swings. Peanut the squirrel and Pudgy Penguin.
See something.
And I'm like, after a while, it's like, hey, maybe I need to buy them on those lows, and then when they shoot up, just sell. Because hey, man, they be higher than most of the other coins when when they shoot up.
Yeah, it's just it's hard to say. Like, he had this run over 2 days. This was crazy back on the 5th or 8th of May, 8th, 9th of May or whatever. Then it had a pretty significant retracement, right? It's back in that zone. Yeah. You gotta wait and see. Those are hard, man. It's hard to predict. Really, if you can get into those communities and understand when when people are talking about it, the hype is going on, then you might can catch one of those swings. But again, if I look at it right here, it looks just like everything else with the MACD curving, things like that. So we might be on the verge of getting a relief.
Well, the main thing I guess I'm kind of asking is, if anyone knows their coins that maybe going to be around for a couple of years at least. But if they're going to flame out,
yeah, you have to be careful
with couple of months.
Right.
I don't. Right.
Yeah, you just got to be careful with that. I mean, is how much, how long will they last if they're a meme and don't have a use case? Because I can tell you right now, like some that we thought that was gonna have great promise or didn't really do very much, right? One example would be, I don't even have it in here anymore. I mean, like I really at one point I thought Gala was gonna be, but gaming has been just a non-performer this particular cycle. It hadn't, there hadn't been anything happen with Gala. All right, Gala Games, but it's basically at the same level as it was. It's actually lower, right? We had a run up to 5, 7, 6 cents or whatever. And since then, if I go to, let me just go to weekly and reset this real quick. But if you look at it on a weekly time frame, it's been ranging for weeks on Bitstamp. Let me find another one here.
Yeah,
Binance. It's just been ranging. It ain't been no higher, on the weekly time frame. Ain't nothing happened on Gala. We thought that this one would have been, this was in a quote unquote gaming cycle. Then it was an AI cycle. It's just hard to say what is the true narrative, right? I think we're back on real world assets and RWAs and certain ISO coins, layer ones, those type of things. That's a tokenization, man. Just I think that's what the ones that will last. Will you make some money off some memes? Yep, you sure will. You just gotta find that right one and be willing to trade it.
Because the way they be popping up and down, I was like, well, maybe I need to look at it because I'm not interested in holding them long term. It's just go in and out. It's just that you kind of want to know, hey, although I wouldn't trade Doge anymore, I did 2-3 times. But at least Doge gonna be around.
Gonna be around, man. Doge is pretty solid for that's the king of the memes, right?
Right.
You can trade Doge all day. It is a pretty good oscillator when it comes to oscillating against Bitcoin. Yeah, I would do that one over any other ones if I were to. I don't. I just man, I don't know. I don't know. I am looking for swings and things like that, but
Yeah.
haven't found the one that I'm willing to put anything in at the moment. Just mainly because I'm waiting for things to turn around. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll look at it and I'll Google it and see what some folks say. But I said I was gonna stay away from memes, other coins, just Bitcoin and XRP. But man, those coins, man, they be having huge swings. And I mean, when it's going up, it ain't nothing for them to go up to 20 something in a day and to go down. So, you know, like, hey, if they go up and down all the time, I'll just catch on the lows.
Right.
And when it go up, sell, just rinse and repeat.
Right.
Guys, I got this guy that I follow, man. He's called a Tribal Trader. And Google him on YouTube. And he is by far the best meme coin. I mean, this guy, like you used to say about me, Donnie, I'd be digging in. Guy be coming up with some moves, making some coins. And I mean, this is all every day, 24/7. It's called Tribal Trader.
Tribal Trader.
What's his name again? Oh, you talking about the guy from New Orleans?
No, he's in Florida.
Okay, and you say it's Private Trailer?
Tribal Trader. TRIBAL. Tribal
Trader.
Oh, okay.
Tribal
Okay,
Trader.
let me look him up now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was looking into that Pudgy Penguin thing. I think there's two parts of it. The Pudgy Penguin is actually an NFT, but the Pingu is the coin, the tradable coin that's related to it. And the Pudgy Penguin is actually an Ethereum-based NFT. And I bet you that spike has something to do with that Ethereum spike. I didn't try to line it up on the timeline. But
Yeah. No, that's good. That's a good point.
But I would definitely like Discords in those groups could help a lot. Know what's going on in the communities and all the hype.
Yeah.
I was in one a while back for Pudgy Penguin, which is funny that he brought it up.
Yeah. You were in that one for a little bit?
Yeah, I joined I had a friend who was doing that one.
Okay.
Really big on Solana stuff, and he was actually doing the what was that other Solana coin that just came out? Pyth, I think. It's like related to, it's in the Solana ecosystem or something. I think it was Pyth.
Oh, Pyth Network.
That's not a meme coin, but
Pyth
yeah,
Network.
I think yeah, Pyth.
Yeah, Pyth Network. Yeah, that's another.
Hey
Oracle.
Nate, how did you do with Pudgy Penguin when you was trading with it?
I wasn't trading it. I was just in the Discord community for it.
Oh, okay.
So I was following a lot of it.
All along. Yeah. No, that's good.
They did a recent like launch or something a couple months ago.
Right.
Some sort. But those groups help if you are interested. The Discord.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They'll make a lot of announcements. Just
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
when it might spike or not.
I'm in one that's been doing in the background, the iOllie one from one of the guys from the church or whatever that he had started, but someone kind of took over that project. But I'm in that one where I'm in the Discord and things like that, just kind of following along. I had another one too, man. Most recently, another guy that I know, he has a friend who's launching a coin, and he was gonna airdrop to anyone who dropped their Solana or Phantom wallet address to their to the little post. I didn't put it in the group
about last week. Someone.
No, that was a different. Yeah, that's a different one. That's a different one. But there's another one that came out over the last week or so. Travis had hit me up and said, yeah, somebody he knew that's launching a coin, this, that, and third. So I just did it just to see what will happen. But if it becomes something, then I'll definitely share it. I just right now I just don't want to get anyone. For me, it doesn't matter. I just drop my wallet address up there and let's see what happens and then go from there. But no promises. I don't want to tell anybody to say, hey, this guy I know and it's got this coin, and and yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Yep. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. I wanted to just show we did have this little small gap, CME gap down at 92. All right. But again, maybe we get some crazy, wick to fill that little gap, or it just stays open. But again, I think that 98 is still significant if we're going to range and pull back or whatever. Just keep that in mind as we look at what Bitcoin is going to do over the next next few days. There used to be a saying, sell and make and go away. It might be a boring June and maybe part of July, and then start getting excited and hyped again towards August and September. We'll get ready for that fall real push. So if that happens, we'll see. But for me, I don't think so. I think we're gonna stay right here. It might be boring and range. We might range, but I want to show one more thing. I don't remember what app I was looking at it on. I was gonna do Bitcoin by monthly. I need to find it, but Instagram, I don't know. My all my bookmarks got moved. I was changing browsers. Okay. I'll have to find it, but yeah, just watching, just pay attention to what happens over the next few days with Bitcoin, and as we are into June now, I think things we'll get an indication soon. When is the next? There's a next significant meeting and coming up in June, right? Is there a Fed meeting? I think it is in June. FOMC is around that range. So June 17th. So yeah, we'll get some action around that time. But anyway, any other questions, comments, man, before we wrap it up?
No, sir.
All right, gents, man.
No, but hey, thanks as always.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I just wanted to go ahead. I know it was last minute to drop the link in there, but I wanted to do something, get on here, quick talk or whatever. I probably will do a Thursday one as well, just to jump on and see what's going on, and we'll see what happens over the next 24 to 48. Sounds good.
Yes, sir. Hey, can I get you to go and replay everything all over for me again?
Listen to this guy, man. He falls up in here, man, at the end, boy.
I know, man. I was trying to catch up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't mad at you. But the good thing is, I remembered to press record this time, because last week I stopped it because I was doing something. I had started it, and then I went to, I was gonna wait. I was gonna restart it back once everybody started to come on. No, not this time. I timed it just right. I started and I let it run the whole time. I didn't stop it, so there was no way that I could forget to start it back. So this one will be all posted, and we'll put the link in WhatsApp or whatnot or whatever.
Cool. Yeah, that works. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one, man. Appreciate
All right,
y'all.
take it easy, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Good night.